Hey guys, what's up? So a while back I asked you if you'd be interested in a favorite series here on my channel. Basically, I'm going to go through like each category of makeup and tell you about my favorite things within that category. So I decided to start off the series with foundation because foundation is something I get asked almost on a daily basis. Like, what is your favorite foundation for light skin, or what do you use for your pale skin, and things like that. So the two I have here, one is drugstore. This is the Revlon Colorstay for dry skin, and this is the shade Ivory. It is their lightest one that they make, and then this one is the Makeup Forever HD, and this one is also in the shade 110, and this is also their lightest shade that they make. Usually I'm always the lightest shade in pretty much every line, but these two I don't have to mix at all. Like with every other foundation, I always have to mix it with one of these two to make it lighter, but these I can use straight from the bottle, which is why they are my favorite, because sometimes I don't really have time to sit there and mix products, and I just want to go and apply my makeup, and that's why I love these, is because they are just perfect shade matches for my cool toned fair skin. So yeah, I love that about these right off the bat. That's my favorite thing about them. The Revlon Colorstay is only $10 pretty much at any drugstore you go to. So this one is great if you are on a budget, or if you just don't want to spend a lot on foundation. I like to buy the normal to dry skin because I do have dry skin, and this formula is a lot more hydrating than the oily skin one that they make in the Revlon Colorstay. And the way that you can tell is they have it labeled on the bottom here. It just says normal to dry skin, and it has a clear cap around the black tube. You'll see that in the oily skin version it's just a pure black cap. It doesn't have this like clear part around it. As far as the 24-hour claim goes, it doesn't last 24 hours. I'm worn this a lot to so many different occasions that I've had my makeup on like almost all day. It does start to break down. It's going to break down during the day, but it's going to wear nicely, you know what I mean? It's definitely not 24-hour claim. I never really believe stuff that claims to be 24 hours, so if you're expecting it to be like indestructible, it's not, but it is very nice. I do feel like I can get at least 10 plus hours with this, with it looking nice without it starting to crease or anything like that. The coverage on this is awesome. It definitely covers up redness. I like to use this in place of concealer. So let's say I put it on all over my face and I feel like maybe I still have dark circles or something, I just dab a little bit more on, and I don't really put concealer because I don't need it since this stuff is so full coverage. The coverage on this stuff is awesome. It's full coverage, and it does look kind of like semi-matte before you set it with powder. Since my skin is so dry, I don't always set my foundation, and this still lasts all day for me because it does kind of dry down to more of a matte finish. So for me, I don't really need to set it, but you can if you want to. You just have to be careful because this is so full coverage that you can kind of cake it if you put too much on. This stuff, less is more, and you really only need like maybe a dime size for your whole face because that's how full coverage this is. I'm not even kidding you guys. I'll try to open it up and show you just on the back of my hand. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with a pump. You can buy pumps to put on these though. So I'll just put on a little bit on the back of my hand, and you can see there. And then I'm just gonna kind of rub it out with my finger and show you guys. I have a few freckles on my hand, so you'll probably be able to see that it does pretty much cover those all together. And there's what it looks like once you apply it. You can see it pretty much covered that little freckle right there, and maybe that will give you guys an idea of what this foundation looks like going on. It is very full coverage, and I have used this a lot on my channel, especially in Get Ready With Me videos. You might have to look back because I use this mostly when I first started out on YouTube, because now I prefer something that is more medium coverage. I don't always want full coverage all the time, so I don't wear this as much as I used to, but I still love it, and I still make sure to always have this in my collection because when I do feel like I need that extra coverage, I go for this, and it still works so well for me. I just love it. I always come to this when I want full coverage, when I want to have like a flawless looking complexion. This is what I go for. But on hotter days, and especially in the summertime, that's when I like to wear my Makeup Forever HD foundation. Now this is a big price difference. This is like $40 by itself, and with taxes it comes out to be like $43. I know you might say like, wow, that's a lot for a foundation, but I feel like this is worth it, especially if you have pale skin and you're looking for something that is comfortable enough for every day. This one just looks amazing. I feel like not only in person but on camera, in pictures, it looks like your skin but better, you know what I mean? So that's why I totally splurge on this. But I have to say, I learned a little trick. I always go to makeup shows like IMATS, Fame Expo, and Makeup Forever is usually there. So that's actually what I do now, is whenever I go to any kind of makeup trade shows, I always make sure to pick up at least one bottle of this stuff and have it in my backup stash, because this is my favorite and I know I use it all the time. My favorite thing about this foundation is that the coverage of it is really nice. It's definitely medium coverage with just one pump, but usually you can build it up. If you do like 2 pumps or so, you can definitely get it more full coverage. I do have concealer on today, so that's why I think my face looks more full coverage right now, because when I wear this just by itself, it definitely is more of a natural look to the skin, which I do enjoy most of the time, especially when it's hot outside. I don't really wear makeup at all when it's hot, but if I have to or when I want to, I go for this because it just feels like you have nothing on. It feels weightless. It is so light. Like, this is also a liquid, but it's not as thick as the Revlon Colorstay one. The Revlon Colorstay, it is a liquid. It's easy to blend when you have, I like to use a beauty blender to kind of shear it out a bit, but I would definitely say the Makeup Forever is a lot more liquid. It's almost kind of got a runny texture to it. I'll show you guys, I'll do a little pump of it on the back of my hand. This one is almost kind of got a little bit of a runny texture. This is a water-based foundation, so that's why I feel like it just goes with the skin so well. It just has this elasticity to it that just kind of goes perfectly on the skin. It's so hard to describe. It's just awesome. Definitely try a sample of it at your local Sephora, because they will do samples for you after they shade match you. And so there's 110. I'm just kind of blending it out with my finger. There is the Makeup Forever just spread out on my hand. I did have some scratches up here, and I feel like, see how it kind of covers them, but it doesn't hide everything. Like, it just kind of glides over it, makes it look like your skin but a little bit better, you know what I mean? It just has the right amount of coverage. It doesn't feel like makeup, and it's just all around awesome. Like, I can't describe this any better than that. It just is perfect. Like, it's flawless, honestly. This is like Photoshop in a bottle. It's amazing stuff. I also get really great wear power with this, but I do have dry skin, so it's probably going to depend on your skin type. So yeah, these are my 2 favorites. I really don't have many other foundations in my collection because I never buy any other foundations. The only time I ever get a new foundation is if it was recommended by someone, or if I think it might be light enough for me, but personally I just don't like to mix stuff when I don't have to, you know? So that's why I've gone back to these so many times, because they just work for me. The formulas, the colors, everything about these are just my holy grail status, like amazing. I just love these. And until next time, I can't wait to hear from you all, and as always, thank you so much for watching.